Chapter 2. David is anointed king over the house of Judah. Ishbosheth becomes the king of Israel. David's followers defeat Abner and the men of Israel.
And it came to pass after this, that David inquired of the Lord, saying, Shall I go up into any of the cities of Judah? And the Lord said unto him, Go up. And David said, Whither shall I go up? And he said, Unto Hebron. So David went up thither, and his two wives also, Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and Abigail, Nabal's wife the
Tingnan mamaya.
Carmelite.
Pag di
And
mo.
his men that were with him did
Kukulain
David
lang
bring
yun.
up, every man with his household. And they dwelt in the cities of Hebron. And the men of Judah
Ay
came,
naku,
and
nag-rate.
there they anointed David king over the house of
Nawala.
Judah. And they told
Teka lang
David,
nga,
saying,
nawala
that
yung
the men of
aking
Jabesh Gilead were they that buried Saul. And David sent messengers unto
retake,
the men of
nawala
Jabesh
yung
Gilead,
LS
and
ko.
said unto
Ahap.
them, Blessed be ye of the Lord, that ye have showed this kindness unto your Lord, even unto
Wala
Saul,
nangyari.
and have buried him. And now the Lord show kindness and truth unto you. And I also will require
Ayaw.
this kindness,
Dala.
because ye have done this thing. Therefore now let your hands be strengthened, and be ye valiant. For your master Saul is dead, and also the house of Judah have anointed me king over them. But
May
Abner, the son
napindot.
of Ner, captain of Saul's
Hello,
host,
hello.
took
Magandang
Ishbosheth,
hapon
the
po
son of Saul,
everyone.
and brought him over
Happy
to Mahanaim,
Saturday.
and made him king
Happy
over Gilead,
weekend to
and over the
all.
Asherites, and over Jezreel, and over Ephraim, and over Benjamin, and over all Israel. Ishbosheth, Saul's son, was 40 years old when he began to reign over Israel, and reigned 2 years. But the house of Judah followed David. And the time that David was king
Sige,
in
wait
Hebron
lang.
over the house of Judah was 7 years and 6 months. And Abner the son of Ner, and the servants of Ishbosheth the son of Saul, went out from Mahanaim to Gibeon. And
Connecting.
Joab the son of Zeruiah, and the servants of David went out, and met together by the pool of Gibeon. And they sat down, the one on the one side of the pool,
Ha?
and the other on the other side of the pool. And Abner said to Joab, Let the young men now arise, and play before us. And Joab said, Let them arise. Then there arose, and went
Wala
over by
na yun
number
na.
12 of Benjamin, which pertained to Ishbosheth the son of Saul, and 12 of the servants of David. And they caught every one his fellow by the head, and thrust his sword in his fellow's side. So they fell down together. Wherefore that place was called Helkath Hazarim,
Ba yun
which is in
nangyari?
Gibeon. And there was a very sore
Nandun pa
battle
yung
that
live
day.
ko.
And Abner was beaten, and the men of Israel, before the servants of David. And there were 3 sons of Zeruiah there, Joab, and Abishai, and Asahel. And Asahel was as light of foot as a wild roe. And Asahel pursued after Abner. And in going he turned not to the right hand, nor to the left, from following Abner. Then Abner looked behind him and said, Art thou Asahel? And he answered, I am. And Abner said to him, Turn thee aside to thy
Loko.
right hand, or to thy left, and lay thee hold on one of the young men, and take thee his
Teka
armor.
lang.
But Asahel would not turn aside from
Ay, ano
following of
na
him.
nangyari sa
And
LS
Abner
ko?
said again to Asahel, Turn thee aside
Gulo-gulo
from
na ng
following me.
LS ko.
Wherefore should I smite thee to the ground?
Nawala yun eh.
How then should I hold up my face to Joab thy brother? Howbeit he refused to turn aside. Wherefore Abner with the hinder end of the spear smote him under the 5th rib, that the spear came out behind him, and he fell down there and died in the same place. And it came to pass that as many as came to the place where Asahel fell down and died stood still. Joab also and Abishai pursued after
Ayan.
Abner. And the sun went down when they were come to the hill of Ammah, that lieth before Giah, by the way of the wilderness of Gibeon. And the children of Benjamin gathered themselves together after Abner, and became one troop, and stood on the top of an hill.
Nawala.
Then Abner called to Joab, and said, Shall the sword devour forever? Knowest thou not that it will be bitterness in the latter end. How long shall it be then,
Nagre-live
ere
ako.
thou bid the people return from following
Ay,
their
sino ba
brethren?
yun?
And Joab said, As God liveth, unless thou hadst spoken, surely then in the morning the people had
Nangyari
gone
dun
up
sa
every
isang
one
live
from
ko na
following
wala,
his
di ko
brother.
makita.
So Joab blew a trumpet, and all the people stood
Dili.
still, and pursued after Israel no more. Neither fought they any more. And Abner and his men walked all that night through the plain, and passed over Jordan, and went through all Bithron, and they came to Mahanaim. And Joab returned from following Abner. And when he had gathered all the people together, there lacked of David's servants 19 men
Buwan
and Asahel.
yung live
But
ko
the servants of David
ah.
had smitten of Benjamin and of Abner's men, so that 360 men died. And they took
Di
up
pa pala
Asahel
yung
and
nag-et.
buried him in the sepulchre of his father, which was in Bethlehem. And Joab and his men went all night, and they came to Hebron at break of day.
Ay, naku.
Chapter 3. The houses of David and Saul engage in a long war. David grows stronger. Abner joins David but is slain by Joab.
Di ito.
David mourns for Abner.
Now there was a long war between the house of
Ah,
Saul
ito.
and the house of David. But David waxed stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul
Doon,
waxed
naka-live pa
weaker
din
and
pala
weaker.
yun.
And unto David were sons born in Hebron, and his firstborn was Amnon, of Ahinoam the Jezreelitess, and his second Kiliab, of Abigail the wife of Nabal the Carmelite, and the third Absalom, the son of Maacah, the daughter of Talmai, king of Geshur, and the fourth Adonijah, the son of Haggith, and the fifth Shephatiah,
Oo,
the son of
ngayon na.
Abital,
kuha niya.
and the sixth Ithream, by Eglah David's wife. These were born to David in Hebron. And it came to pass, while there was
Sa
war between the
ulam
house of
yan,
Saul and
ano.
the house of David, that Abner made himself strong for
Iba
the
na.
house of Saul. And Saul
May
had a
bago dyan.
concubine, whose name was Rizpah, the daughter of Aiah.
Hala
And
ka.
Ishbosheth said to Abner, Wherefore hast thou gone in unto my father's concubine? Then was Abner very wroth for the words of Ishbosheth, and said, Am I a dog's head,
Paano
which
pala
against
yun?
Judah do show kindness this day unto the
Nag-ikot-ikot.
house of Saul thy father, to his brethren, and to his friends, and have not delivered
Diyan,
thee into the
naka-release
hand of
pa din
David,
pala siya.
that thou chargest me today with a fault concerning this woman? So do God to Abner, and more also, except as the Lord hath sworn to David, even so I do to him, to translate the kingdom from the house of Saul, and to set up
Di
the
ko
throne
kasi
of David
makita. Wait
over
lang.
Israel.